Know this about how to work on your self-worth. I've been a psychologist for 8 years, and this is what I know. Today I want to give you an example of how to start working on your self-worth. Self-worth and self-esteem is not the same. Where self-esteem relates to your abilities, self-worth relates to the essence of you. Let me give you some examples so it makes sense. Imagine a pro footballer. He knows he's excellent at his sport. He has to believe about himself that I'm very good at this. This is an example of him having high or good self-esteem. Self-esteem always relates to something. It can be something we can do very well, or looks, or in some cases, some things we own. Having good self-esteem doesn't mean that we have good self-worth. If we go back to the footballer, it might be or would not be surprising to me if he had low self-worth. Low self-worth consists of thinking or believing that we're not good enough. You can have high self-esteem and low self-worth at the same time, such as, I'm really excellent at this, but also overall I'm not good enough. You can also have the opposite, low self-esteem and high self-worth, such as, I know I suck at this, and at the moment I don't own anything, but I also know that I'm good enough overall. So, what does this have to do with me telling you how to improve your self-worth? Let me tell you. I find that many who are embarking on trying to improve their self-worth are doing it wrong. And that what they're doing is not helping or perhaps making it worse. When we want to improve self-worth, this relates to changing the belief we hold about ourselves, about our value overall. If we're good enough. If we want to repair a low self-worth, we'll try to change the belief of I'm not good enough into the belief I'm good enough. I see quite commonly that individuals who are trying to improve their self-worth are going about this in an inefficient or wrong way. That they try to change their self-worth by doing the things that only relates to self-esteem. As the example of the footballer, no matter how high self-esteem we have, it does not translate into self-worth. These are two completely different systems. If I want to improve my self-esteem, I need to get good at things, so I have some positive results or successes that I can show myself. I can work on my looks, so I can have positive opinions about that. I can work on my looks, so I can have positive opinions about myself from that, or I can earn a bunch of money and get positive opinions about myself from that. Having high self-esteem is often about our successes, what we've accomplished, have or own. Those acts or having can make us have a thought about ourselves such as I'm excellent at this, I'm so fast at this, I look fantastic, I have mega muscles, or I'm mega rich, and so on and so on. If we confuse self-esteem with self-worth, we might try to get better at things or try harder to try and reach a goal or some sort in order to feel better about our own self. The reasons why it's important to know the difference between the two is that it's not going to work. No matter how much self-esteem you collect or work yourself up to, it will, to my knowledge, not have an effect on your self-worth. And for many I see that it does have the opposite effect. This is important because not knowing can make you both do the wrong thing, so you're not efficient, but it might actually make your self-worth lower and make you feel frustrated and hopeless meanwhile. If you saw my other video about self-worth, you'll know about the tree metaphor I used. This can be used to explain what can go wrong. If we've come to have a low self-worth, this is the core belief or basic belief that I'm not good enough, then the way we live will be affected by this. This in that the basic belief that we have about ourselves will affect how we behave in life. Such as, I'm not good enough, therefore I always need to try really hard or push myself very hard or try to avoid making mistakes. If some of you smart ones out there are thinking, isn't that perfectionism? Then yes, it is. Often perfectionism or perfectionistic behaviors is rooted in low self-worth. These life rules or ways of behaving in general, such as perfectionism, are connected to our core belief or our basic belief. If we want to change our low self-worth into a not low self-worth, we'll need to change the core belief or basic belief from I'm not good enough into I am good enough. One example of changing our core belief or basic belief is what this video is about. There are actually many forms of working on self-worth, so feel free to subscribe to my channel to stay informed. Back to the tree metaphor. If we want to demolish a tree or get it down, we'll have to take an axe to the stem. If we just pick off the leaves or break off small branches in the top, we'll have little chance of making a difference. Those leaves in this example are our thoughts. Some might try to improve their self-worth by saying positive things to themselves. In my mind, it's kind of like trying to pick at the leaves of a huge, low self-worth tree. It has little effect and often seems to frustrate my clients more than it helps them. Again, the efficiency of this technique, I think, also relates to that positive comments about ourselves are more linked to self-esteem and not self-worth. If the footballer is told that he's amazing at football, it will likely have little effect on his overall feeling good enough, but it will likely strengthen his self-esteem. If we want to deal with the root of the problem, the core belief, we need instead to look at the stem of the tree. The stem is what upholds, it's what strengthens and supports it. Without stem, no tree. Or maybe the more correct word is trunk. Without trunk, no tree. Anyways, if we want to change our core belief, we need to put efforts into what maintains and strengthens it. What maintains or strengthens or keeps it going is the way we behave in life, such as perfectionism. Examples of life rules or the way we can tend to live when we have low self-worth are trying to avoid making mistakes, always trying very hard, pushing ourselves hard, not saying no to even though we don't really feel like it, ignoring our own emotions and boundaries, and always trying to be the best or quickest and strive for more. Those are the stem. Those are what upholds the tree. As you can probably guess, these behaviors are also what usually are present when we're trying to build self-esteem. That we try hard, we try to avoid failure, that we do our best, that we don't give up on a task even though we don't feel like it. I'm sure the footballer did these in order to become excellent at his sport. And he made it. He has excellent self-esteem with regards to that. But what about his self-worth? Think of this example. If I told him, wow, you're excellent for making that shot, what would I be signaling to him? That he's good because of what he did, or that he's good enough irrespective of making or missing the shot? Likely, your answer is the first one. And yes, this is what I'm signaling. I'm giving him a compliment that relates to his self-esteem. But I'm not doing anything to his self-worth. Or am I? What if we're continuously only praised for our actions, looks, or belongings? That we did good at something, that we look good, or that we have nice stuff? What will that, if any, signal to us about us? Either nothing in best case, or it would signal to us that our value lies in our performance, looks, or belongings. That we're not good enough, but that we can make up for it with doing well. It might sound harsh, but this is what today's video or how-to is about. If one of my clients are struggling with low self-worth, I'll talk to them about this. I'll make sure that they understand the difference between self-esteem and self-worth, and I will with them look into what they do to uphold or maintain their tree. If they're signaling to themselves that their only value lies in their performance, if they're always pushing themselves, or always trying to be correct or never make a mistake, if they're ignoring how they feel, if their perfectionism has upon them in their life. To give my client a chance to start changing their low self-worth into normal self-worth, this knowledge is of essence. In order to be efficient or make a difference, we need to do something about what is maintaining or strengthening the core belief of not being good enough. I'll show them and tell them how the things they do and how they treat themselves has major impact on whether this core belief stays and gets stronger or if it withers and dies. What would happen to your self-worth if you took a break when you needed one? What would happen to your self-worth if you allowed yourself to be slow or make mistakes? What would happen to your self-worth if you half-assed some of your to-dos? What would happen to your self-worth if you said no to some things you didn't feel like? What would that signal to yourself? Would respecting your own boundaries and needs signal that you're valuable and worth it? Would respecting your interests and wantings and energy levels signal to you that you're valuable and worth that? I hope this makes sense. As you see, working on your self-worth doesn't make you a pro footballer, but you might end up feeling that you're good enough irrespective of your levels in sports skills. I think this was all we had time for. What was your takeaway from today's video? As always, feel free to take away the information you can use, if any, and leave the rest. Hopefully you found that today's topic made sense and I didn't waste your time. Please subscribe and like this video so my channel can grow. Take care and see you for the next one.